There's fun in learning around the bend. You could even do it with your best friend. If there's science stuff that you like to know, come watch Allie and CoCo Science Show.
Hello guys, and welcome to day 7 of a very CoCo Christmas. Last year I did like 5 ways to have a waste-free Christmas. I've done a series of 5 things you didn't know were bad for the planet. And I've also talked about in previous videos of a very CoCo Christmas things that are bad for the planet. So today I want to focus on 5 things you didn't know are bad for the planet, Christmas edition! Thing number 1, tinsel. The holiday decor in general can be bad for the planet. If it can't be reused or biodegrades easy, it kind of sucks. Tinsel is no exception. It seems small and no big deal, but it's made of plastic, and if everyone's saying it's small and no big deal, that's a lot of little bits of plastic you put all over the tree. And let's say you have a real tree and you donate it to the zoo, or you donate it to compost, can't be used because there's tinsel all over it. That tree is going to the landfill where the carbon emissions accumulate over time. So it's not good. Try decorating your tree with homemade garland or locally made items instead of single-use plastic. Like at Trader Joe's I saw wool garland. It was cute. Thing number 2, over shopping and stocking stuffers. I know, true, but remember in my second video I talked about how Christmas and consumerism is kind of just like all around bad for the planet. We tend to overshop, and this is the time for giving, but we need to give consciously. Look for well-made gifts, things made in the US that can be used for a while, or my favorite, edible and non-tangible experiences. But this also translates into stocking stuffers. I know a lot of people like to buy just to buy something for someone, just to fill the stocking, make sure it's nice and full. They go to the dollar section, they go to the dollar store, they go to the knick-knack area, and they just get whatever they can find to put in a stocking. Don't buy something someone doesn't need or will use for a few days or weeks and then throw it out, unless it's chocolate or something. I'm so sorry. But yeah, look at gifts someone might need, like a bamboo toothbrush, reusable sanitary product. Bonus is if it's from the bulk and is waste-free, and just things that are useful but not too wasteful. Thing number 3, wrapping paper. We have talked about it, but it's such a big deal that we need to talk about it again. Opening presents is so exciting, whether you're opening it or whether Colette is opening it. Your brain is releasing dopamine based on the anticipation. You're like, oh my god, this is so exciting. What is in the box? You're bouncing off the walls, but the paper sucks. I'm sorry. It's single use. There's a lot of it, especially around the holidays. And due to the design, some of it or all of it might not be recyclable in your area. Instead, try using reusable bags and store them for next year, or find very basic paper with no shiny designs, no glitter, or my personal fave, wrap everything in repurposed paper. Number 4, ugly sweaters. And yes, I am wearing one. Thanks, Grandma, the best sweater of all time. Sweaters in and of themselves aren't what's bad for the planet. If you're going to a thrift store, if you're trading with a friend, or you're making your own, Mrs. Weasley, that's fine. But my issue is with the ugly sweaters that are mass-produced from these big box stores for this whole fast fashion. These ugly sweaters are made in sweatshops and sell for pretty cheap, and are made to just be kind of worn that one year so that you buy another one the next year. Make sure you are checking a thrift store first or trading with your friend. I promise there's gonna be something awesome out there. Every sweater I've worn in my videos have been from secondhand thrift shops or secondhand situations. So just have an eye out, and you don't know what gems you're gonna find. Thing number 5, throwing out your Christmas tree. I mentioned it in a previous video, but do not throw out your tree of any kind. Artificial tree, donate it. Real tree, clean it off and donate it. You might have to call and find the best organization to donate it to, or your city might have something set up, but the zoos love Christmas trees for environmental enrichment. Compost groups mulch donations. There's tons of options for that tree to be repurposed, and by repurposing it, it's not breaking down in a landfill where it emits more greenhouse gases and carbon emissions. Sometimes it's just as simple as throwing it curbside and the city has something set up. So it doesn't have to be too complicated. It depends on your area, but make sure that tree gets composted or repurposed in some way. I just want to stress how crazy this is. A real tree, reused in some way, has a carbon footprint of 2.5 kilograms of CO2. One in the landfill releases 16 kilograms of CO2 and methane as it decomposes. And an artificial one has a carbon footprint of 40 kilograms of CO2 and is made with all the wonderful plastics and metals. Breaking down the landfill is gonna take a while. So just make sure that when you're decorating this holiday season, you're being more green. You're not using any tinsel or artificial green plasticky items, and you're trying to go for the real deal. Don't overshop and stock that stuffing with junk. Make sure you're wrapping with reusable material, you're repurposing old sweaters instead of buying new ones, and you're taking the green initiative of not throwing your tree out. So for the question of the day, I want to know, did you know any of these holiday traditions were bad? And are there any that I might have forgotten? Go ahead and leave me some comments down below so I can learn from you guys. Are there any other holiday traditions I might have forgotten that are bad for the planet? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to follow us for more adventures, and ring that notification bell to be notified when we put our next video out. And don't forget to hit that like button if you learned something new or you like cute puppies. She's just exploring. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow.